to our first video on the Mr. and Mrs. F1 channel, and this is going to be a video where we give our predictions for the 2021 Drivers and Constructors Championship, and yeah, we'll hopefully we'll unearth some real gems this season. No pun intended. Gemma, who's my wife, the Mrs. F1. I am Kristian, Mr. F1, and let's get right into it before I ruin this intro any further. You go first.
I really don't want to say it, but I reckon Hamilton might win.
So you reckon Hamilton will get his 8?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's been too good. I'm not a fan, but he's been too good.
You're not a fan?
Well, he's not my favourite person on the grid.
Okay, I'm personally...
I don't like his attitude.
Okay, I'm gonna say something completely different here. I reckon this is the year that they break the duck, and Red Bull win the Drivers' Championship with Max Verstappen. I reckon they might just have the car this year based on testing in Bahrain so far. But I mean, everyone's still talking up Mercedes, and hey, you can't write them off. They've won the last, God knows how many championships. I think it's the last 7 straight, isn't it? Yeah,
I think so, something like that.
So it's yeah, that's my belief. I'm gonna go Max Verstappen.
It's going to be between Mercedes and Red Bull, but I think still Mercedes.
See, I reckon Red Bull again.
Or Ferrari. No.
Really? Ferrari
No.
would love to win the constructors. No, I reckon that Red Bull will win the constructors simply because Perez is going to be more consistent than Alex Albon, and in that case, he's going to be a more consistent number 2 than Valtteri Bottas. If you're picking up those extra 5 or 6 points through Perez, you're going to be right in the mix. It's going to go right down to the wire this year. It's not going to be by any means a Mercedes bloodbath.
I just kind of want to say Vettel. I think he's going to have more oomph this year. He's going to get that spark back, I reckon, after his terrible season last year with Ferrari.
Yeah. I reckon Vettel will do best out of the 3. Ricciardo, though, I reckon might do quite well. I reckon he'll definitely get the better of Lando next year.
Yeah.
So that's my.
But I think out of those 3, Vettel will probably do better. I mean, I don't hope so, because we all love Ricciardo in this house, but...
Of course, all hail Danny Rick.
I think he'll do pretty well, but he's still going to be the number 2 driver. But he's got a lot more confidence than Albon or Gasly had of the previous 2 number 2 drivers for Red Bull.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to be key to whether or not he does well. It is this confidence that there hasn't been an established driver like a Ricciardo, or even what Vettel was to Webber when he first came in. There's no power dynamic in terms of experience, and I think that's something that's really going to make it make a difference, and it might make Max a better driver.
Kimi Raikkonen.
Oh, everyone knows what Kimi's capable of, besides emotion.
No, maybe Valtteri Bottas. Actually, he's been doing really well, but he might still do better. He's been finishing, 3rd and 4th. I think he might start.
And to all of his critics, fuck you.
Yeah.
Surprise packet in terms of driver. Ooh, that is a tough one. I'm probably going to regret saying this. I reckon we're going to see a surprise in the form of maybe a Stroll actually actually getting regular points. He's shown glimpses But now is the season.
But he's not consistent.
That's what I'm saying. Now is the season to show that he's not just there because he's daddy's boy. That he's on there because of daddy's cash. Let's see him take that next step.
McLaren.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Where do you reckon they'll finish?
Second.
P2. You reckon they'll split Mercedes and Red Bull? Okay.
Third.
Okay. Alright, interesting. I was actually going to say, I reckon McLaren could give whoever is in second a run for their money. I personally reckon that the surprise packet this year will come in the form of a challenge, really, from Aston Martin. Again, Vettel and Stroll both getting points, could easily pick up that P3 if they're consistent. If they keep on picking up points like they did last year with Perez and Stroll.
Yeah.
It could be a good year for the new brand.
Yes.
Where?
Well, not between 10 and 5. I don't think he'll get top 5, unless he's very lucky.
But there's not many races where I think Haas can do well. Maybe, I mean, again, you could look at maybe I think they got points in Germany last year, but there's no Eiffel Grand Prix this year. I think in races where there's high amounts of crashes, you know, where they might sneak into a 9 or 10, but I don't know if they've got the car, if Haas has got the car to get into that 5 to 10 position. Monaco, of course, Monaco.
Yeah.
Monaco's great.
And we didn't get it last year.
We didn't, and it's normally Danny Rick's race.
Yeah.
So if he can do well in McLaren, he might win that again.
It's an exciting race because there's not many opportunities to overtake.
I know
So
that sounds kind of
have-
intuitive.
No, but when the overtaking makes it exciting to watch, otherwise you're just watching the car go around the track.
I'm looking forward to us going back.
I didn't watch that.
I'm looking forward to us going back to Portimao. Is this year? That was a decent race.
Monza as well.
Monza, of course, is always good on the calendar. And of course, coming back to Australia. Australia in November.
We might be able to go.
We might actually be able to go, provided COVID-19 decides to go the way of Dodo.
Schumacher.
I think Schumacher's everyone wants to see Mick Schumacher do well. The son of Schumi, the champion, the legend. I'd like to see him do well. That's just my inkling. I reckon he will do well. I think, as much as I hate to say it because I don't agree with him being in F1, hashtag we say no to Mazepin, I still think Mazepin might pick up points, but I reckon he's going to pick up quite a few penalties this year. And that's going to be because of his brash form of driving.
He's going to be on everyone's radar, I think, just because of
his history,
his personality, and yeah.
And he's another one of these drivers that's there because of daddy's cash. Like, Mazepin's dad is an oil oligarch. He's going to be there pumping the money into Haas. I mean, we saw her in Drive to Survive, which we might do a review on at some point.
Yeah.
Drive to Survive. We saw that, they want money in the team. And what better than, a Russian oil baron?
I reckon probably Williams will be last.
I actually reckon Haas is going to finish dead last. I reckon George Russell might pick up a few points this year.
But he doesn't have a good enough car. He's a great driver.
But so's Mick Schumacher. So's, to an extent, you can say Mazepin's got skill because he's clocking up great laps for Mercedes. So you stick with that. We'll come back to this at the end of the season. We'll be like, ha, told you so. Take that.
Hamilton's gonna get fired, and George Russell is gonna take his spot in Mercedes.
Interesting take. I reckon I have another Mercedes.
He might have too many points on his license.
I've got a serious one and a silly one. Serious one, I reckon end of the year, Mercedes wipe the slate clean. They bring in George Russell and maybe Max Verstappen, because Verstappen does have a clause in his contract that allows him to go to Mercedes.
Yeah, I reckon Hamilton's done after this year.
Yeah, I agree. But my silly one is that there is a mass crash and Haas cross the line for their first podium.
What, in first and second?
No, not in first and second, but like that something causes a mass, similar to Monza last year, something crazy happens and Haas get onto the podium. Same with Alfa Romeo under their name. So one of the two, Alfa Romeo. And that wraps up our video for today. If you liked it, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I've been Kristian.
I'm Gemma.
And we've been Mr. and Mrs. F1.
Sayonara.
What was that?
Does that even mean goodbye?